I got another confession to make. I'm your fool. Everyone's got their chains to break. Holding you. Well, you're born to resist or be abused. Is someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you? Is someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you? Are you gone and all to someone new? Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out Best of You by the Foo Fighters. Mega tune this one, and actually not as hard as it might first appear. I'm going to show you the right way to do it, the proper kind of Dave Grohl thing. It's kind of upper beginner level, so I kind of think it's reasonable for a beginner guitar player to have a go at this, but it's not the usual chords. They kind of got fancy names and stuff, but they're not very difficult, and that's kind of what's so cool about this song. So the first chord that we want is this C sharp minor 7, right? Big horrible sounding name, but it's not difficult. Start with your third finger in the 4th fret of the 5th string. Then reach over with your first finger into the 2nd fret of the 4th string. Little finger's going to go down in the 4th fret of the 3rd string, and the thinnest 2 strings are going to be open. Okay? Try to mute the thickest string with the tip of your 3rd finger, which is kind of good because it'll keep it out of the way of accidentally muting the 4th string. So the thickest string should be muted. Then you'll have 4th fret, 2nd fret, 4th fret, open, open. Okay? That's the first chord. And it's doing that for 2 bars, and then to get to the next chord, which is an A5 add 9. Okay, very fancy name again, but all you have to do is lift off your 3rd finger. Okay, so now you've got nothing, you're not going to play the thicker string again. Open, 2nd, 4th, open, open. Okay, back to C sharp minor. And then back to A again. And now we get to a B5 add 4. Could have a few different names, this one. Which is essentially a B power chord, but you're leaving the thinnest 2 strings open again. So muting the thicker string again with the tip of your 1st finger probably. 2nd fret, 4th fret, 4th fret, open, open. Okay, I'm just going to call that B. So I'm going to call it C sharp, A, and B. Okay, even though I know it should be C sharp minor 7, it should be A5 add 9, and a B add 4. B sus add 4, B5 add 4. You have loads of different names when you get these only a few notes kind of chords. But anyway, so they're the only chords that we need for verse 1 and chorus 1. Changes a little bit for chorus 2, but we'll get to that in a second. So I got another C sharp minor for 2 bars, and then to A for 2 bars. Everyone's got a C sharp to break. That's 2 bars again. Holding the A chord for 2 bars. Were you born to B5 for 2 bars, and back to A? Is someone getting the C sharp minor for 1 bar, the B for 1 bar, and then to the A for 2 bars? Is someone getting the C sharp for a bar, the B for a bar, and then back to the A for 2 bars? And then the C sharp minor to B, and then to A for 2 bars. Okay, I was just doing 1 strum for a bar there. I'm going to show you the rhythm in just a second. So the first thing to do, really good idea, is just to play along exactly like I did with the original recording. Just 1 strum for each chord. Get used to the feeling of it and being able to lift off that 3rd finger and keep the rest of the chord there. It's not particularly difficult, this one, okay? Your little finger, you'll probably find, gets a little bit sore because it's holding that 1 note for so long. That wouldn't be unusual, especially if you're not used to using your little finger much. You know, can get a little bit sore right on the fingertip there. But again, it's just a bit of practice that'll get you through it. Now, before we get into doing the fancier chords for the second chorus, I want to talk about the rhythm. The rhythm's a really important part of this song. Of course, David Grohl being in it, or Dave Grohl. Dave, my mate Dave, incredible drummer, and an amazing sense of rhythm he's got, right? So a lot of the Foo Fighters stuff, even with this sort of song with simple chords, the rhythm is really important, you know, that you want to get the rhythm tight. So this particular rhythm he's using for this guitar part is this. which is kind of, you can think of it like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, with a heavy accent and then just a soft pick. And it's actually like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. That's how I'd recommend that you count it, so you're well aware of where your bars are, right? I wouldn't count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, because it's a bit weird. Better off counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and get used to that pattern, okay? Again, the muting all of the strings so everything's dead. Really good way of practice. Here you go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, and once you've got that pattern, if you've practiced the chords separately, it's pretty easy to put them together. Now I've just noticed one little trick that I should probably point out, because some of you guys are going to notice me doing it and wonder why I haven't talked about it, and that's the thumb. Now on the A chord, I'm using the thumb to reach over and mute the thicker string, because when I'm playing the C sharp, my third finger should be muting the thicker string. When I'm playing the B, tip of my first finger should be muting the thicker string, but on the A, I suppose I could use second finger to reach over there, but that's pretty, kind of feels awkward. So thumb is just kind of reaching around and just touching. It does make it a little bit awkward to be able to get all of those fretted notes, the open strings and the mute, but it does mean that you can be a bit kind of thrashier with your hand to do that really accurate and not hit the thicker string on the A. Be a little bit tricky. I mean, definitely very possible and something you should aspire to practice to, but that's a good little trick, even if it's just a security blanket, to make sure if you accidentally hit it one time that it's not going to do any damage and ring out funny. It's not a killer note, it's not going to sound terrible, but you want to try and get it right. I think you should anyway. So that should sort you out for pretty much the whole song up to the second chorus, right? Because it's pretty much that rhythm all the way through. I'm going to talk about a little bit about some of the layers that we can add in, but that's the majority of the part there. If you're doing an acoustic kind of version, that's what you want to be doing. The change comes in the second chorus. There's a new chord that we need, which is this F sharp 7 add 11. Another one with a big name. Again, it's not difficult, don't be scared. If you took your B power chord and move everything up toward the ceiling by one string, so you've got 2nd fret, 4th fret, 4th fret, then you want to put your second finger down in the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, and you're going to leave the thinnest two strings open again. Okay? 2nd, 4th, 4th, 3rd, open, open. Okay, it's just like an F sharp major bar chord, but you've lifted the bar up, so the first finger's only playing the thicker string. Okay? Now that's coming in the chorus, is someone getting the best, the B of A. Here is someone getting the best. It's just happening. It's changing the kind of the chord sequence from being C sharp minor, B to A for 2 bars of the A there at the end. That last one's changing to the F sharp 7. So you've got the C sharp minor to B to A. Now here, the F sharp 7. Back to C sharp minor, to B, to A, to F sharp 7. Someone taking you, C sharp minor, to B you feel, the A you must come, F sharp is someone getting the best, the best, the best, the best of you. It's just there for that second chorus. It's a really, really nice little shift in the harmony. So the first chorus, it's going C sharp minor, B, A, A. In the second chorus and onwards, it's going C sharp minor, B, A, F sharp 7. Just, I'm going to call it F sharp. It's the only difference really. It happens at other parts of the song as well. And really to go through all of the parts and all of the changes would be too complicated, because there's quite a few different layers going on in this song. And of course it's kind of a heavier tune usually, and one of the things that you want to be listening out for is kind of the way that the different layers work together. If you're big in the Foo Fighters and you're kind of trying to get a bit further along than the beginner stage of just playing the chords, you want to listen out to the way different layers kind of form together. And one of the really nice ones in this is the change of bass note that happens in the chorus. It happens on the B chord. So is someone getting the best of you? The bass is going C sharp, D sharp to E. Okay, it's not a bass, it's a guitar. I think they're playing an octave shape actually. I think that's the second line, electric guitar part. If you need help with octaves, again, there's a lesson on how to play octaves on my site. It's the note C sharp octave. First finger on the note C sharp, which is 4th fret of the 5th string. Little finger down on the 6th fret of the 3rd string. So they're both the note C sharp. And then when the other guitar goes to the B, this one plays this, D sharp notes. Okay, and then it goes to an E note when it changes to the A chord. So you get this really lovely, and I guess would be that. So there's a way of playing. If you want to get really clever, here we go. This is the same C sharp minor 7, but for the B, you could refinger it, put little finger down on the 6th fret of the 5th string, 1st finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string, 2nd finger 4th fret of the 3rd string. So nothing on the thicker string again. 6, 4, 4, open, open. Could use that to get there. And then to the A, if you want to keep the E bass note, would be nothing on the thicker string. 7th fret, 7th fret, 6th fret, open, open. Okay, it's just a little cheaty way of, if you're doing it on your own. Yeah, kind of works pretty cool actually. Man, the Foo Fighters are awesome. Anyway, so that would be a kind of cool thing to check out. There's lots of that kind of thing going on in the Foo Fighters generally. One guitar playing kind of chords and another one doing octaves that kind of play different chord notes. Okay, technically you might call it an inversion of a chord, but they play different notes from the chord than the first guitar part, and it makes a really lovely blend. It's a very cool thing. So have a look at that as a little layering idea, and have a listen to where it occurs in other parts of the song as well, just as a little bit of a fun excursion for you. Hope you don't find it too difficult. It's a little bit gnarlier beyond beginner level. I was kind of going, should I put it with the beginner series or not? But it's such a mega song. It's really good fun to play and massively requested. So I hope you guys appreciate it being part of that series. It's in the songbook, of course. So have fun with it, and I'll see you for plenty more lessons and songs very soon. You take care of yourselves. Bye bye.